Hey, what's up, everybody? Dan Tortora here of WakeUpCall, proudly wearing the Heights down here in sunny Florida. And with the Heights across my chest, as it always is, with or without the shirt, I have the opportunity to bring you LeMoyne content in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership every single month. You know, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. to start off WakeUpCall weekly is Dolphin Time, and that brings us into the first and third Wednesday with AD and DT with Athletics Director Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. And every second and fourth Wednesday, the Dolphin Dive, where we dive into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, as well as future Dolphins and alumni. Well, today, in a very special Dolphin Time content from down here in our second home of the Sunshine State, I want to give a shout out to all the teams that are in action and have just finished things up as well. So men's cross country, I want to start there, show them some love. Toward the end of November, right before Thanksgiving, they went into the NE10 Conference Championship and ended 11 out of 13, 12 out of 21 in the NCAA Regionals in Bethpage, New York. So I do want to give a shout out to the men's cross country team for their work this season and everything that they have coming up. And then on the women's side of things for cross country, taking a look at what they did, and they were 7th of 13 in the NE10 Conference Championships, and in the NCAA Regionals, they finished 10th of 19 schools. And then to take a look at men's tennis, whose season will start in the spring, but they did get one match in. They defeated Damon 7-0, and then they went to the ITA East Regional and were able to do some good things there and have some positivity going into their spring season. And on the women's side of things, this has been their season. So for the women, 9-5 overall, 5-3 in the NE10. So a big shout out to both of the tennis teams. And then to take a look at what's coming up here for us in the world of men's swimming and diving and women's swimming and diving. So big shout out to Adam Zakowski, the coach that's been connected to the program as an assistant, connected as a student athlete, and now in his first season as the head coach of the program, men's and women's swimming and diving, with a record of 4-2 currently, and a big shout out to them for that. They've had an awesome experience up to this point, and I'm super proud of the work that they put forward. A victory over Pace on the road at Hardwick, 3rd of 7th. St. Michael's, a win on the road, and then a loss to Bentley, a win over Roberts Wesleyan, a loss to Ithaca, and then most recently a win against the College of St. Rose. The Bomber Invitational is going on this weekend. So today, as I'm giving you this, today, December 2nd through Saturday, December 3rd, and Sunday, December 4th, early on here in the season here. I should say right in the midpoint, the Bomber Invitational. Then they have a few more opportunities, and then from those meets, we'll get into the NE10 and the ECAC. So a big shout out to Coach Zakowski and to the men's and women's swimming and diving teams at LeMoyne College. Also want to take a look at the men's and women's track that's going to get started over the weekend here on Saturday, December 3rd. So they will be on the road at the Greg Page Relays. And so as women's and men's track get started here, we put them indoor, as it's going to be obviously a lot cooler outside. And so a little bit different here in Florida, but it's cooler up, I should say, in central and upstate New York. So men's and women's track got to get ready in Barton Hall, Ithaca, New York, for the Greg Page Relays this Saturday, December 3rd, to start off their respective seasons. And then men's and women's basketball. The men's basketball team, 3-5 overall, lost their first game of the season by 2, and then their third game of the season by just 1 point. They were able to get a victory in their first conference game of the season against Pace at home, and then defeated Adelphi at home, and lost in overtime in the 38th Gary Miller Classic. Lost 83-81 in overtime to Winston-Salem State University, then defeated Gannon and lost a close one to Franklin Pierce. They will have the College of St. Rose this Saturday. A lot going on this weekend on the Heights and for the LeMoyne programs, both in the community and on the road. And so NE10 play against the College of St. Rose for men's basketball this Saturday, December 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And this men's team, you look at, games that were decided by 1 or 2 points, this team could very easily be flip-flop. Well, they could have 6 wins right now, and that's what it looks like. So from 3-5 to 6-2 is what it could look like. So very close in these games, and looking to see them continue to mature and move forward in their process this season. On the women's basketball side, the team is 4-2. They started off the season with an exhibition in the Dome against Syracuse and lost by a mere 3 points, being in every quarter and truly making it an amazing game, and a great sign of the times and what Mary Grimes is doing with LeMoyne College and the women's basketball program. And then they started off the season winning 3 of their first 4 games, and they've gone 1-1 since, losing to Adelphi on the road and defeating Franklin Pierce by 20 on the road as well. So in the NE10 overall, they are 2-1 in the conference, a very difficult conference to be in, and they'll be on the road today, December 2nd, for a Friday matchup in Manchester, New Hampshire against St. Anselm College at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So a big shout out to all the programs that have just finished things up, and those that are just starting things like men's and women's track, and then those that are early on in their season like the basketball teams. So just wanted to come to you from sunny Florida, showing you that the Heights is everywhere you go when you're a supporter of LeMoyne. We'll talk with you very soon on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and as always, God bless, no stress. Do your best. Take care, and fins up.